Hey guys, it's Bryn. Welcome back. Sorry I look kind of terrible, crazy-ish right now. I just woke up from a nap, so I don't look my best. I apologize. But I am wearing my Taylor Swift Reputation Stadium Tour sweatshirt, and it is covered in fuzz, but I'm still ready to film this video. So we're gonna film this vlog a little bit differently because, as you may know, in general, when I go out into the world, vlogging feels weird to me. I live in the middle of Indiana, so it's just not like a normal thing that you see. I feel really strange about it. I have not gotten over this yet. Plus, when I go to these concerts, I'm with other people and I don't know if like they want to be on camera or if it's weird. And anyway, all in all, it's just to say that I really only got footage of the actual show itself, which is essentially, I figure, what you want to see anyway. You don't really want to see me leading up to it, or maybe you do. I guess I don't really know, but I just figure what you really want to see in these concert vlogs is the actual concert. Now, I could be a total idiot for putting these two concerts together, just because it kind of doubles my chances of someone coming along and making me take it down. But there are no ads on this video, so I'm not sure how this is gonna work. We're just gonna, hope that everything works out alright. But I'm putting these together because essentially I went to these two concerts in the course of a week and a half, and it just made sense to put them together. So I'm just gonna kind of talk you through my concert experience for both of them, and then show you the footage, if that's alright. So for the Harry Styles concert, I went in Indianapolis. It was at Bankers Life Fieldhouse downtown. We drove down in the afternoon. We parked. It was a very late concert. It did not start until 9:30. We literally just like walked around the arena a few times because we had floor seats. They were fairly close. They were about 18th row maybe. And we were in like literally the middle of a row, which is kind of my worst nightmare. Plus, if you've been on floor, you know it's like just folding chairs squished together. Like, you really have no space. So we kind of waited until last minute to go actually like into the arena. I did not see the opening act. I kind of heard some of it, but that was about it. The weirdest thing that happened was that I got a water at the concession stand and they made me pour it into a cup. Like, I couldn't take the bottle, but I could take a plastic cup, and I was kind of contemplating why that was a thing. If you know, let me know, because I cannot figure it out. Like, why is a cup better than a water bottle? I don't know. All I know is I had to hold the cup the whole time because it didn't have a lid. As for the show, it was very good. I struggled, as I talked about in my last video, if you haven't seen that yet, just about concert anxiety and how I haven't been to a concert in a while, and for some reason during that show, I just struggled to turn my brain off. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact that it's a small arena. Like, I think just like having the roof and having people all around me, like I wasn't on an aisle seat, there were people on both sides of me. We were very squished in, and a lot of my anxiety comes from just being able to like escape a situation that makes me feel uncomfortable. So like in that scenario, I figured like, if I need to get out of here, if I get really hot and feel like I'm gonna pass out, there's not an easy exit out of here, and that stressed me out. And that was kind of the thought that kept repeating in my head over and over. So unfortunately, I struggled to enjoy the show as much as I would have liked to, just because I tried to pay attention and I tried to focus on just what was happening in front of me, and pretty much at every break in the show I would get an anxious thought. So it'd be like he'd play a song, I would start to kind of just like forget about it and enjoy myself, and then by that time the song would end and it'd be like those thoughts would be back in my head. So again, I struggled to enjoy it as much as I wanted to, but it was still a great show. What surprised me, but maybe shouldn't have, is it was a very like mellow concert, if that makes sense. Like, I know that's kind of his vibe, but just knowing like that most of the people that came would be huge One Direction fans, not necessarily myself included, but most of the people that were there, I think it's safe to assume, were like big One Direction fans back in the day. Like, I've been to a One Direction concert. It's like super poppy, super upbeat, like fun, crazy, screaming girls, right? But this was very like toned down a little bit and made to be more of like a chill, almost like indie rock kind of concert, and I've never been to anything like that before. I've only really been to really like high energy, high intensity kind of shows, so it was different than anything I'd been to before. I did really like it. Again, that vibe made it a little bit more difficult to kind of just get into and forget my anxious thoughts just by the nature of it. You know, it wasn't people crazy dancing or anything like that. Like, it was fairly mellow. Even when he played like old One Direction songs, he mellowed them down a little bit. But all in all, it was good. The concert itself was good. I have no complaints, and I'll just show you the footage now. My Taylor Swift concert, there is quite a bit more, shall we say, excitement leading up to it. Not so much excitement, just things that happened. The big difference was obviously that this was a stadium show and not an arena show. So there was quite a bit of problems with traffic and parking and huge masses of people everywhere. So the first issue was that I drove all the way from my hometown in Batesville, Indiana to Columbus, Ohio. It was on the Ohio State campus in their football stadium. So right now, if you don't know, just because you probably don't live anywhere near Columbus, so for the few of you that do, you'll understand, there's quite a bit of traffic going on off of 71 in Columbus. And I was driving and it was very stressful and just not fun at all. It would normally take about 2.5 hours to get to Columbus, but we ended up spending about a half an hour sitting on the right lane of the interstate just trying to get off of the one Ohio State exit that was open off of 71 because the rest of them were closed. The exit that we could get off of was more on the north side, and basically we had no choice of where to go. So we get off the interstate, there's someone directing all the traffic right, we turn right, there's someone directing all the traffic left, and then someone directing all the traffic straight into a parking lot. Good thing I didn't buy like a parking pass or something ahead of time, because I had no choice of where I went, essentially. There were roads blocked off, they were basically funneling everyone in the same direction, and I imagine when that parking lot closed, they funneled everyone into another direction, and it was just, it sounds like a system, but in reality, it was just a stressful thing because no one told me what was going on, and I don't do very well in those situations because I want to know what's going on and I want to know that I am making the decision. Someone else isn't telling me what to do and I'm deciding that it's a stupid thing to do. But anyway, it ended up being that this parking lot that they pushed me into was 1.5 miles away from the stadium, so it was a nice like 30-minute walk to get to the stadium from the parking lot. The entire time I was stressed because I thought Taylor Swift went on at 8:15. We didn't get to the stadium until 8 o'clock, so I was a little like scatterbrained, like, oh my god, I have to pee and I want to get water and I want to get shirts and what are we gonna do? We don't have time. But after that, it ended up working out okay. We had what they called club seating, which is essentially about 4 sections of seats that have their own separate entrance and like bathroom, food, concession, like merchandise area, which I didn't know when I bought the tickets. I knew it was like a separate seating, but I didn't know what that meant at all. I thought maybe like for football games they got maybe separate food service or something, but I had no idea that it was like a separate section completely blocked off from the entire rest of the stadium, which worked well for my time crunch, even though she didn't end up going on until 9 o'clock. I don't know where I got my information, but it ended up being fine time-wise. We went in, like went to the bathroom really fast, got waters, I got merchandise, and everything was fine. We actually ended up getting in our seats in plenty of time, and it was fine. Unfortunately, there were quite a few of you that were apparently at that show that were messaging me on Tumblr or Instagram trying to meet me. And I'm so bummed because there were so many of you that I wanted to see, but we got there later than we intended. My seating was completely sectioned off from the rest of the stadium. I don't know if there was a way to get to the rest of the stadium from there. I didn't know where it was. And 3, there was no service in that stadium whatsoever. Like, I might have been able to get a text out, but I tried to send a photo to my family. That couldn't go anywhere. I tried to get on Instagram, a few different social media things. I couldn't get anywhere. So it was just, there was no way to meet anyone, which made me really upset, and I'm bummed that I didn't get to meet a lot of you. So if I didn't get to see you, I'm really sorry. It was largely out of my control, unfortunately. But anyway, now on to the good stuff. That show was absolutely amazing. As always, I recommend Taylor Swift shows to anyone. I didn't even need to see this to recommend it to anyone. She puts on this amazing production that just like sucks you in and entertains you immensely for 2 hours. I think if you went in there even just like a mediocre fan of hers, I think you would enjoy yourself because there's just so much going on. There's so much to look at all times. She moves around from the main stage to the B stages. She does her biggest pop songs. She does more acoustic stuff and just somehow manages to make this massive, intense, huge thing into something that feels intimate and real and personal to her and to you. And it didn't matter that I was like 30 rows back. I felt like I was right there, and I would recommend her concerts to anyone at all times. So without further ado, I won't make you wait any longer. Here is my footage from the Reputation Stadium tour in Columbus. Are you ready for it?
single word to these songs. You've got your hands in the air, you're dancing around, and you've decided to spend one of your precious Saturday nights of the summer with us here at the Reputation Stadium Tour. Thanks, guys! I've always wanted to do the thing. I've seen so many videos of it, and I've seen you do it at like sports games, where like I go OH and you go IO. Can we do that? Okay, but you have to promise to be the loudest you've ever been when you do this. Okay, this is like a dream I have, and this is a fulfillment of that dream. Are you ready? All right, 3, 2, 1. OH!
And then essentially leaving the tour was just as chaotic as getting in. We ended up sitting in the parking lot for about an hour and a half after our half-an-hour walk back to the parking lot. And then I had an hour and a half drive back to Cincinnati. So we didn't get back until 2, and I was exhausted on this drive. It was very dangerous. I should not have been driving that tired, but I felt like I didn't have another option. And if I had the chance to do it again, I would not do that. I would get a hotel. So yeah, I hope you kind of enjoyed watching this footage. I'm sorry I don't have... Hello? I'm sorry I didn't have more of like a comprehensive vlog to show you and all I have is footage. But I am going to the Reputation tour again in Indy. So if there's like a concert vlog that you really love, or like a format that works really well for this kind of thing, that doesn't necessarily require me to hold a camera up to my own face in public around that many people, do let me know. Or if there's anything you'd like to see that I didn't show, again, let me know. I didn't want to film like a bunch of it, you know, because I want to enjoy it as much as I can. So I try to find a balance between filming some things that I think you'll enjoy, but also, you know, enjoying it for myself. But I do want to share it with you as much as possible. Alright, and now a storm cloud is like come in my direction very fast and it is getting very dark. So I think that is my cue to leave. I hope you enjoy this video. Please let me know if there's anything else you want to see or if you liked it and all that sort of stuff in the comments. And I will see you very soon with another video. Bye guys.